This is One-on-One. We're coming to you from the Tisch WNET studios here in Lincoln Center. It is my honor and my privilege to introduce Susan Marenoff-Zausner, who is the president of the Intrepid Sea, Air and Space Museum here in New York City. Good to see you.
It's great to see you. Thanks for having me.
For those who do not know what the museum is, describe it for us.
Well, I think in a nutshell, it's the only place in the world where you have a legendary aircraft carrier that was commissioned in 1943 that one can explore. And it's more than that. It's a complex because there is a submarine, a nuclear surveillance submarine, the only one that is now of its kind open to the public for exploration. There is a space shuttle, which I think many people might know about now, and I hope know about, the Enterprise space shuttle, and a Concorde aircraft, a Blackbird aircraft, and about 25 other aircraft on the ship. So it's very, very unusual complex, but that's about it in a nutshell.
Tell folks where it is located.
It's on the West Side Highway on the river, on the Hudson River at 46th Street. So I think we can say also it's the only aircraft carrier in Midtown Manhattan.
Describe the whole NASA Enterprise thing and why it was so big. Why are you rolling your eyes when I'm saying that? This was huge.
It was amazing. I roll my eyes in the sense that it was probably the largest acquisition that the Intrepid undertook in its 30-year history. But it is also the largest NASA artifact now in the entire Northeast Corridor.
How competitive?
Started out with 29 institutions responding to a request for information that NASA sent out 3 years ago.
They wanted it.
Everybody wanted it. And everybody wanted it because it is a magical piece of institutional history for the United States of America. It speaks about progress. It speaks about STEM, which we're all so concerned about today.
STEM stands for?
Science, technology, engineering, and math, which our students need more of.
Right.
And it is an icon for our future. It is about now a tool for New York and for the surrounding area and all that come to see it, to be used to help educate and perpetuate not only the legacy of what it stood for, but how we need to keep progressing.
Why don't we take a look at the NASA Enterprise? And you fought for it, you won, we won here in the New York metropolitan area. Let's see what we fought for and why we won.
The hangar doors opened, and out came this ship, and the Air Force band was playing the theme from Star Trek. It was great. It was a great day. That's why we're here today, to welcome her back to New York.
You know it's right. There it is. We got it. There it is.
Wow. What was it like?
It was a remarkable day. I'm getting emotional now thinking about it. It was a brilliant culmination of 3 years of work. And it was a technical feat. Watching the beauty of it also fly in on top of this 747 was just a marvel. And I think for all of us, certainly at Intrepid, we were so proud to be able to bring that sight and that experience to people that haven't seen that in forever.
Is that you?
That's me.
You look happy.
That now is July 19th, so fast forward a few months, and it is after we brought her up the Hudson River, put her resting on the flight deck, and then built a pavilion over her, an experience inside the pavilion around her, and we cut the ribbon so that all could see.
Yeah. So over 10 million visitors since 1982, over 1 million this past year.
Correct.
To the Intrepid. Describe what it is. I mean, we have boys who are 8 and 10, and I'm embarrassed to admit they have not been there, but they will.
They better.
Thank you. That's good marketing. They better. That's a good slogan. You better come here. When young people and everyone else who goes to the Intrepid Museum describe what it is they will see and experience.
As far as the Enterprise is concerned, once they go through what is this incredible aircraft carrier that tells the story of traveling through World War II and 3 tours in Vietnam and NASA recovery missions for Mercury and Gemini, it shows that, well, in the pavilion, you walk up to the flight deck and you go inside a pavilion, and it is striking. What we have done is we have created a balance of a very intimate setting for an enormous object, for a 170-foot plus object, and we have made her brilliant, as you can see. We've made her glow. But what you'll see is incredible technology. I think that when people come there, they don't realize how big it truly is. And it was the start. It was the start of, and it was also a bridge, and I'll get to that, but it was the start of what was an amazing set of years of progress, of research, of learning for America and for the world. And for every constituent, for every generation, it means something different. So it starts a dialogue for those who have been around since it launched. It starts a dialogue of, well, what's our future like? For kids, it gives them a little bit of history and a little bit of inspiration, or a lot of inspiration. But it is really this incredible bridge between what was flight before and what was flight after. And part of that dialogue is, what's flight going to be going forward for us? So are we going to be utilizing the Russian Soyuz as a corporate America? And so it's a very intellectual debate that we create, and it's also a very basic level of education that we can now help to illuminate for kids, whether it's science, technology, engineering, or math. So it's very exciting for us. We feel that we have a big responsibility on a lot of different levels.
School children, how many?
Of the 1 million visitors, over 200,000 kids come in, but we have about 57,000 that come in for formal programming through the Department of Education. We follow the guidelines through New York City and for the National Department of Education in the United States. And so 57,000 come in, but we also do professional development. So we teach teachers. And again, this is a subject matter that there isn't necessarily a lot of time for in the classroom.
Right.
And so teachers will then be able to project this to about another 58,000 kids from our statistics. But we also educate them for when they come in, so that it's a really it's a full class of learning. There's context in the learning when the kids come here.
You have a great job.
I have a great job.
I didn't say it was easy, because you're always having to market and bring in money and make the budget work, but you do love this.
I love this job. I think we all do. There's a pretty amazing passion for everybody that works at the Intrepid, and we have an amazing platform. Not everybody is given this incredible tool from which to be able to work and deliver, and we were given that, so it's pretty special.
Susan Marenoff-Zausner. By the way, one other thing you want to say, other than the Enterprise, that people would come and see at the museum would be?
The Blackbird, the Concorde, the Growler, the rest of the museum. There's just an amazing amount of stuff. It's so interactive.
I knew I was going to get one thing. I knew it. You're good. I knew that you were not going to pick one thing.
That's why you better come.
Susan, thank you so much. President of the Intrepid Sea, Air and Space Museum. All the best. Over on the west side between?
46th Street. Right at 46th Street and 12th Avenue.
Got it. This is One-on-One from the Tisch WNET studios here at Lincoln Center. We'll be back right after this.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating 25 years of broadcast excellence. This special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by Hackensack University Medical Center, Berkeley College, TD Bank, Qualcare Inc., a local managed care company covering 750,000 New Jersey residents, the law firm of Gibbons PC, Verizon Communications, and by the Russell Berry Foundation. Promotional support provided by the Star Ledger and NJ.com, Everything Jersey, and by the New Jersey Business and Industry Association and its monthly magazine, New Jersey Business. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been produced in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System.